Today we have the one and only, one of our favorites. She's been on the
One
show
of our
before.
favorites, for
Absolutely
sure.
one of our favorites, Amy Mahjoory. Amy is known because she's not only a TV personality from HGTV, right? We'll talk about that a little bit, but she also is a mentor now and coaching people on how to become successful in real estate. And that's what we're all about, how to make money in real estate and what are the quickest and easiest ways to make money in real estate. So why not talk to an expert? Amy, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure, and I have so much fun whenever the three of us are able to reconnect. So, yeah, thank you for today.
Absolutely. So Amy was kind enough to invite us to her upcoming event, and we're actually going to be hosting our live podcast from this event. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the event? Let's not jump too much into it because I do have some questions, but just give us a little bit of a overview.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's my very first big 2-day private money conference. It's going to be in Long Beach, October 15th and 16th. And, we all go to events and conferences and workshops, right? Just to kind of stay ahead of the curve when it comes to different investment strategies. And just what I love about this one is you're not just going to go there and take a bunch of notes that you're going to throw into the garbage and never read again. Actually, day one is all about implementation. So I'm going to give you guys scripts and systems and strategy, and you're actually going to start raising money in the room, like before you break for lunch on day one. And then day two, I'm flying in 10 expert investor guest speakers. So then they're going to talk to us about, all right, so now that you know how to start raising money, here are all the different investment strategies that you can deploy that private money into. So that's going to be the gist of what the 2-day conference entails. It's all about real estate and money. That's it.
So RPM, let's talk about RPM, raising private money. Basically, the access that all of us have, but we're not just using it. It's all money right in front of us that we don't even know that's there, right? We're going to go over that, a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the bulk of it because so many investors out there, either they've never raised money before because they don't know how to, or they're scared. And we all have fear. Like I still have fear in certain things, right? Like I never thought I would be here 10 years ago showing people how to raise money. It just happened to be a natural strength of mine. I often say I've got plenty of weaknesses, such as marketing. I'm terrible at marketing, but I'm great at raising money. And it wasn't really until the height of COVID 2 years ago when I said, okay, you know what? People have been asking me for 8 years now. Sure, I will start a coaching program because it doesn't exist out there. I have 76 different lessons in a non-overwhelming way on how you guys can get out there and raise money the right way by knowing who to target, who not to target, what to say, what not to say, without, and this is very important, depending on your friends or family members. Because that's what everyone else is going to say. Oh, it's easy. Just go ask your friends and family. What if you don't want to? What if they don't support you? What if they're not in a position to invest? And so we're going to go through all of that and then some, and then you will actually start raising real private money at the conference, which is pretty cool.
Love that.
Let me ask you, because, a lot of people in business, especially if you're doing something and it's working so well, they don't want to go out there and share their secrets with the competition, right? Why the hell did you decide to now all of a sudden teach so many people the things that you do and work well for you?
Well, thank you. And I know you're just asking me this because people are thinking this. I don't believe in competition at all. And if somebody views me as a competitor, then that's not somebody I want to align myself with. And I really don't believe I have quote unquote competition because the very few real estate educators out there, they don't even teach private money the way I teach it. So they're very unique strategies. And the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I was a product of coaching and because I've seen how my life has been able to change in good ways and in bad, made money, lost money. But I would not be where I am today if it weren't for my coaches. And so that's why I do this, because number one, my systems work. Number two, it's cool to sit back and watch these investors all over the country literally raise millions of dollars. And it's because of me that I've impacted their life in such a huge way. Like, that's pretty cool. And then number three, it's like, There's no secret. Do you know how much free information I give people and they do nothing with it? So I'm putting a bunch of free strategies out there, and I guarantee you half the people won't even do anything with it. So I'm here to help those.
So how do you
people
tackle that? That's such a good point, because
Yeah.
people go to these events and seminars, and there's two reasons that they don't do anything with it. One, there's just way too much, right? And it's like drinking out of a fire hose. It's just you can't get it done. And two, you just you're the fear and the things that you talked about. So do you help people in tackling that when day one you leave the event, here is what you need to do?
Exactly. So one of the things, I'm very blessed, lucky, whatever, that my strength is raising capital, because it's very niche specific. So this isn't come to my 2-day event and I'm going to teach you everything about flipping and wholesaling 101. That has 1,000 different moving parts. This is just raising money. And so, yes, I'm actually going to give everyone a very detailed action plan, and what they choose to do with it is on them. I don't care, and I'm not going to follow up with them. They're going to know where to find me if they want the extra support, but they're going to start raising money in the room. And then before they leave on day 2, I'm going to give them my pitch deck. I'm going to give them my presentation. It's amazing how many people do nothing with this. And the rest is on them. I don't follow up with people. That is not how I roll. If you want help, then you need to tell me that you want help.
But a lot of the stuff they're going to actually be doing right there on day one. They're going to start raising money right there on day one, right?
Their phone is going to ring within the first 3 hours of attending the event. Yes. They're going to build a list of privately.
Let's highlight that, okay? If you show up to Amy's event, and again, it's October 15th and 16th, right?
Yes.
Where is it again?
It's at the Hilton in Long Beach.
Hilton in Long Beach, October 15th and 16th. On October 15th, within 3 hours of the event starting,
your phone's going to start ringing.
She's committing to already having you in action raising money.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to start within the first hour. We're going to start.
I mean, if that doesn't draw people that want to make money in real estate, then they're never going to make money in real estate.
Yeah.
Yes, and I agree. And you know what? Like it or not, I don't want to help you. If that's the mindset that you have, like you're skeptical and you don't think this works, then don't come. I don't want to help you, and you should keep doing what you're doing.
And we'll watch you in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
It's like, I tried. Because I'm so passionate about coaching and because I'm a product of coaching, I have spent so much time and energy trying to convince people, and not just raising money, but I've tried to push them into entrepreneurship. I've tried to push them into real estate investing. I've tried to push them to raise capital. And it was exhausting. And I'm done I'm not going to do it anymore. If you want to do it, I got you. If not, then go read 100 books and listen to a bunch of podcasts and try to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Amy, what high school did you go to?
Why, my accent?
No.
Oh, is this a trick question? I went to a very small high school in Michigan called Okemos High School.
Okay, so if I went to Okemos High School with you in Michigan, who was Amy back then? Like,
oh my God,
looking way back, like who was Amy?
I mean, that's a loaded question. So, who was
Were you this outgoing already back then? Like,
I was fun. I was like the class clown, and I was the girl who was friends with all the different groups.
Were you the one that got I was the guy that got all the groups together. Like there was from the Israeli community, there was the Israelis from Taft, and then there was the Israelis from Grant. And because I went to Taft for one semester and then moved to Grant, I was like the glue of the groups.
Yeah.
And eventually became this huge group.
So that's funny. So no, I was not the glue. I was never, ever a leader. Not even at my JLB. I was never a leader. I was just like a follower who was just friends with everyone. I played all sports. So I was busy in sports. I didn't party. I didn't drink. I didn't do any of that till after college. So in that sense, I was lame. But I was like the class clown. I was an average, below average student. I didn't study. I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything other than sports and chill with my parents, really.
So let's talk about HGTV, right? Because
Yes.
that obviously was a moment where you were able to get on an exciting show. And which show was it again? It was the
Yeah.
House Hunter? No, it was
It was House Hunter. It was House Hunters,
House Hunter.
and then yeah, House Hunters Where Are They Now? But it's so funny because that was something I always wanted, actually, this might sound weird. I always wanted to host my own TV show. I actually didn't care if it was on the Travel Channel or on HGTV because this was after I got into real estate and I suddenly came out of my shell. I had a personality and I was comfortable like on camera and stuff. And so I was hiring my very first virtual assistant back in 2014. And it was cool because she was only 21 years old. And she asked me, which I appreciated, hey, Amy, what are your short and long-term goals? So I told her, I said, I haven't actually told anyone this, but I would love to have my own TV show because I really do believe in like sharing your goals with people and thoughts expand and you never know who you're sitting in front of, right? And so she just randomly said, oh, well, my mom knows the producer at HGTV and it was House Hunters. She said, would you like an introduction? I actually said no. I was like, oh, thanks, girl, but no, thank you. Like, I don't want to be on House Hunters. I want my own show. And then 2 days later, I thought to myself, like, because I used to be like a quote unquote expert, like networker, and I wrote a book about it and all this stuff. And back then, I'm like, Amy, your jam is networking. This girl just offered you an in to HGTV and you respectfully declined. Like, what was your problem? So I went back to her and I said, yeah, girl, thank you. I'll take the intro. Still never planning to be on House Hunters. But then the producer and I hit it off. She was looking for a new show in Chicago. She got the executive producers to agree to actually work with an investor because they really do work with traditional home buyers. And so for the first time in House Hunters history, we actually broke the mold and we recorded a 4-part series where they followed my transition out of corporate America into real estate entrepreneurship full time. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what kind
you.
of what kind of takeaways did you, or what benefits that now you're teaching in your classes, if any, came from your experience on HGTV?
Well, so sure, it was easier for me after that. It was a great credibility piece, resume builder, right? So it may have been a little bit easier for me to, for example, raise money. But I took that lesson and I was able to spin it off into 16 different credibility pieces that I had created and now give to my students, to my community members. And it's all about like nurturing relationships, cultivating relationships, building rapport and trust, right? So aligning yourself with a huge, credible, respectful network like HGTV was one of many moving parts that I was able to mold into a credibility piece for my students. Like I tell my students, put me on your org chart as your business advisor because I really believe I'm more than just a coach. I am a part of your team. And I tell them, leverage off my credentials, don't lie, right? But hey, Amy Mahjoory, who has been featured on HGTV, is on my business advisory team, right? So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to get her on the call. Like that is huge. That goes a really long way for investors who want to raise capital. And so a lot of my students love that they can leverage our relationship and my experience, with their network.
And I feel like that completely tackles and targets the one thing that holds people back. And you alluded to this earlier, and that's the fear, right? The fear of either not being professional enough or experienced enough. So now they get to piggyback off of your experience and you're allowing them to do that. So that's big of you.
Yeah, well, thank you. And again, it's because I really believe in it. Like my coaches, like they literally were there for me whenever I needed them. They held my hand every step of the way in other parts of my business, right? So I really believe in that's not like me giving back. I really believe I just want to help. And I said this earlier, if you want help, I will bend over backwards to help you, but I'm not going to force you to take my help. But for those of you who want help, I will go above and beyond to be your biggest cheerleader, give you more support than I probably should be because I love it and I know how life-changing this one skill set can be.
So I've got a question because
you have a question? Wow.
I've got a question, yeah. So I've been doing something similar on a smaller scale. I always tell my investors and different vendors, different people that I work with, realtors, different people in the real estate space. I always say, hey, you can use me as your consultant. You can kind of, use my name, LA Fixers, whatever, because I've been doing all these wholesale deals and whatever. And being a part of the Rubbing Elbows Network, I'm always telling people, go ahead and, use me, and I'm here to help whatever you need. I'm not even asking for anything in return. I just genuinely enjoy to help people and to see people,
Right.
excel and progress their business. So doing this with the intention of not making money or not gaining anything, just being of service, is what I do. But I know that in some cases, in a lot of cases, sometimes deals come your way, and all of a sudden you're part of this, and all of a sudden you're involved with that. Do you find that being on advisory boards, as many as you're on, or do you find similar situations like that they're coming to you for funding, or they're coming to you for
Yeah,
Partnerships, yeah.
absolutely. 100%. And some of those deals and partnerships I want and others I don't for various reasons, whatever's happening in my life, or maybe it's not a good partnership, whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's also a great opportunity. I always tell people, like, as, as a coach, I'm still a student. Like, I still learn from my community. They teach me new lessons all the time, even things in raising capital and in maintaining relationships. And yeah, it's turned into a family. To your point, Chuck, we do partner on deals together. We do raise money for one another. So what I love about the community that I guess I've built over the last 2 years is it's very tight knit. It's small. It's 200 people from all over the country. That's still small compared to a lot of coaching programs, but it's all grown organically through referrals and word of mouth, which is why, one of my fears is, what if I get a bad seed and I get a student who's just like brings down the community? And that was one of my fears I talked about on our weekly coaching call today with, our group. And this one guy said, Amy, have you had a bad seed yet? Why are you even thinking about that? Like, get your mind out of there. Like, right? Don't manifest it. He goes, you haven't had a bad seed yet. When or if it happens, we will talk about it. But I also learn, and sure, I can monetize on deals as well, just by being there as a sounding board for people.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So before we, wrap it up, I want to give you the floor to maybe give us an elevator pitch to anybody watching on, this event, and not just this event, but, what you do in general, and why and who is the type of people that should be showing up to this event.
Sure, and thank you for that. So who am I and why is what I teach so critical, in my opinion, to our success as real estate investors? I am an active investor as well. So in my private money coaching program, I put my money where my mouth is, right? I lend on deals, I raise money. When I started my coaching program 2 years ago, it was only 45 lessons. Now it's 76 lessons, and it's lifetime access. So I feel like I'm going to show you how to raise money the right way from the right people without having to depend on your friends and family members, regardless of your credit, regardless of your experience. None of that matters. That's not what most educators are going to tell you. They're going to tell you it's easy. Go ask your friends and family members. So who is my event for? It's for the person who actually believes in the power of private money. They understand that private money is the key to unlocking their ability to do more deals in less time, to raise money, to become someone's capital partner and take half the profits. And they just don't know how to do it. Like, they have the fear, they believe in it. I'm not here to convince you why private money is so powerful. I'm here to give you the fast track to success. So if you already understand the benefits of private money and you just don't know how to raise it, then great. Come to my 2-day event. It's going to be amazing. You're going to get to network with over 150 different investors from all over the country with 10 expert investor guest speakers. And yeah, on day 1, we're going to raise money. You're going to build your list. And on day 2, we're going to show you how to deploy it. So if you want to come, it'd be great to have you there. If not, if you don't believe that there's value in that, then don't come.
Well
Thank
said.
you.
Well said. Right to the point.
Yeah.
I love it.
My
And
name is Amy.
we're going to be there as well. So if you do come out
Yeah.
to Long Beach, Hilton Long Beach, on October 15th and 16th. It's a 2 full days of raising capital networking. Come by our area, say what's up. Maybe we'll throw you on the podcast. But Amy, as usual, one of our favorites. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for inviting us. We will definitely be there. Chuck, any last words?
What time is the event over on the first day? Because we should all grab drinks right after. You know,
Oh,
I'm
we're
not
going
rushing home.
to. There is plenty of networking. That's another reason I'm keeping this event small, right? So it's going to be 150 people. We will all be eating and drinking and having a great old time on day 1 and day 2. So it starts at 9 a.m. It ends at 5 p.m. If you want to grab a ticket, VIP is sold out. Yes, I really am serious. There is a wait list. You can still get a general admission ticket. Tickets are selling out fast. The event will sell out in the next few days. Just go to raisingpm.com/live event, and you can grab a general admission ticket, and we'll see you at 9 a.m. on Saturday, October 15th.
Okay. Well, again, Amy, thank you so much for taking time out of your super busy day and jumping on, and we're excited to see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Yep,
I appreciate you, and yeah, I can't wait to see you guys soon.
All right. Later.
Later.
You